fish right there, guys. Fish on. All right. I felt him slam that bait. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dan, right back at you again with another episode of 302 Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm hoping we have success catching big bass while using one of the most popular swim baits that are out there on the market. But before we get into that, guys, if you haven't already done so, you're brand new, smash up on the subscribe button, click that notification bell, that way you're informed of all of our future episodes. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you about it. And of course, follow us on Instagram at 302 Fishing. So let's get into this. We have to kind of work somewhat quickly here. If you can notice, there is a weather front that's right in front of us here and in back of us, and a potential for a thunderstorm and potential lightning are involved here. And as you know, through the history of my channel, you know when that happens, I'm ghosting out, guys. I just don't deal with stuff like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the risk today, since I'm only a couple minutes down the road, and I wanna try to get this bait up in front of you as quickly as I can, since you haven't seen something for some time, because I'm running a little bit behind on the videos, so I hope you guys bear with me on that. But the bait of choice today is going to be the River Sea S-Waver 168. This color right here is Abalone, or Abalone, whichever way you wanna pronounce it, sort of like Rapala, tomato. But that's the S-Waver 168 they're gonna be using right now. It's a pretty decent sized bait. This is a 1 5/8 ounce of weight here, 6 1/4 inches long, and it has two #1 hooks here by River Sea. I don't know how we're gonna do with this. I know I've worked with small little swim baits, but this is a fairly good one. It's probably gonna be the biggest one I've used lengthwise out on this pond right here, but I'm hoping we get some monsters along the way. But the S-Waver, guys, features a natural S-action swimming motion. It's gonna create a wake on the top of the surface, and hopefully a fish gets our attention drawn to it, and we get a big fat blow up. With that right there, you gotta keep the rod tip up high, but you can use it below subsurface down in the water column if you bring your rod tip down. You still get the same S motion from the bait itself, this bait right here in front of you. And as well, you got a couple of twitch cadences that we can put along out there along the way to try to go ahead and entice these fish. But the action, the S-action swimming motion on the S-Waver, again, is created by the exclusive River Sea pin and tenon hinge that's on the middle of the bait right here, and of course accentuated by the soft PVC tail that you see right here. I'm excited to get this bait out on the water to see what we can do to yield something out of this of great size, because we've been having such a small dry spell catching bass right now, because we had about a week and a half's worth of heat wave coming around us, and it was putridly hot out there, guys, and the fish were just not moving around. So give me a chance to tie this on. Let me try to get some bass on the end of the line and try to give a little bit of pep in this channel right here and get things back online. I do have another episode that's coming up after this one right here, guys, and hopefully that'll jazz you up to something other than bass fishing, but I got something in line for you very, very shortly. So stick with me. Let's get it going, guys, and hopefully if we get lucky, we get a big fat green beanbag on the end of the line. This bait's got some serious size to it. I'm hoping it casts very well. We have a 7'9" tournament series rod by Cabela. It's got heavy action, 35-pound test, Suffix 832 as the line that we have right here, and this is on a Lose speed spool. I think it's 6'4" to 1. I think is the gear ratio on this particular reel. We'll take this couple steps over here and get to work. Let's get our first cast out here, and we're going to try along the edges first, and then wind up going out towards the middle right there, which is where I think these fish will be at because of how low this pond is. This is the cadence, super slow. I threw a precast before I turned on the camera right here, and it does have a nice looking S motion as I'm just cranking it ever so slowly. There are going to be a few other cadences that I use, and as well some kind of twitching motions that we're going to put in there too. We're just going to see what these fish want as we go through our progressions here, casting this bait around. I will say this is one of the longest and heaviest swim baits I've ever used before. So I'm curious to see if these fish will be willing to hit up on it. You can see it approaching me right now, and you can see that nice little S-glide going on right now. Even though the temperature is a little bit lower today, we're just about mid-80s right now, it is still ungodly humid out here. I kind of took a break a little bit. I'm sure you heard me mention that in my last episode. It had been almost in the 100-degree weather. That's before the index, and it was just sweltering and putrid out there, and I just kind of took a break a little bit because I just don't want to go stressing myself with all this heat. I'm an old guy, guys, and I can't take too much of that kind of weather right there. Back in my younger days, maybe, but we only have a couple days of this 80-degree weather here, and then it's going to be right back up into the 90s again, and right back with the extra humidity. So we're going to do our darndest to try to put fish on the end of the line. It's been very, very sporadic when it comes to the bass. Look at these fish swimming in a triple tandem there, guys. Or triple, side by side each other, tandems too, right? Okay. I don't know what they were. They didn't look like minnows because they're kind of brownish with blue on it. Yeah, here we go, right here. See them fighting right each other. Baby catfish, that's what they are. See it? Bass just came right up here, guys, and hit some of those catfish that are right around here. A little small one. All right, it's good to see that they're in the area. Look at all these catfish right there. Oh, look at that, guys. You see that? Wow, he swept up right from the edge there. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow. That was crazy. That was about a 2.5, 3 pounder maybe. I saw the flash come up and I pulled a little too soon. There's a fish right there, guys. Fish on. All right. I felt him slam that bait. Nice. There we go. That's a nice one. All right. Big, big fish on a big, big bait. 2.5, 3 pounds. Woo! So he's a jumper. Whoa. Watch out for them troubles. But the S-waver comes through and puts a nice fish on. Get our pliers out because I set that hook pretty good. A pretty looking fish. Looks like it's a post-spawn bass because I don't see the tail red or damaged in any way. We got the S-waver out of it. I give it about maybe 2 pounds. But really pretty fish. Got still a little bit of red in the tail there from spawning there. But let's get this rod out of the way. Give this fish a nice little send-off before we can catch one bigger than that. Thank you, Mr. Bass. I appreciate you. And she's gone. I will be brutally honest with you. I didn't have 100% confidence that we were going to get anything off of this bait, but had a little bit of confidence. I think any bait with the word shad at the end of it, you would think would hope elicit some type of a strike. Plenty of gizzard shad in here, almost matching the hatch with the nice reflective colors and almost the same kind of coloration along the top of their bodies. But 1.5 bass so far. Let's get it back out there. Fish on. Ah, something was tugging on. Still tugging on. There you go. Fish on. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Oh my God. Holy crap, guys. That was a decent sized bass on the end of there. Did you see how slow my cadence was when I was reeling that in? I mean, I was creeping it. As you can see, it's a different day, and we're on a different pond right here. It's literally a whole week from the last time you saw me strike a fish, and unfortunately I missed it when I was on the Pond of Giants. I fished all the way up until dusk, and I just could not get another bite going on. And the reason I waited a whole week is I tried to get out maybe 1 or 2 days, and it has been oppressively hot, as I've been mentioning to you, and the heat and the humidity is ungodly here in this state. Today, as I said, a week later, it's 81 degrees maybe, but the temperature's a lot more, I guess, comfortable, you could say. Not too much. But tomorrow, right back into it again for a whole week. Upper 90s. With the heat index, obviously it's going to be over 100 degrees. So it's going to be very, very, very difficult trying to get these fish to bite. And we're losing a lot of water in some of these ponds right here. I was on one pond that always has a great water table, and it is down like 2 or 3 feet, and it looks pathetic. It's not my kidney bean one. It's the other one that I fish that has the dock on it. But enough of me talking, guys. We want to get that big fat green bean bag on the end of the line so we can try to finish this episode out with a bang, even though it's been taking me so long to do. Change of colors because I lost that bait we were fishing with earlier. That was Abalone Shad. The color we're fishing with right now is Hitch. The only difference between the two is the blue and green tinge that was on top of the Abalone Shad. So I'm hopeful we can get something off here. It's not an easy pond to fish on, but it's close to my house, and I can just run and get back into the air conditioning. So let me shut up. Let's start casting out here again, and let's get it on. Here we go with Hitch. That's the 168S S-Waver that we got here by River to Sea. These colors emulate, again, gizzard shad that are in this pond as well too. So hopefully just with these plain colors right here, rather than those other colors that are on a gizzard shad, will still allow these fish to strike up on this bait. But I really like the way this thing goes through the water. Well, let's get that first cast out there and see if we can get a monster to whack up on this bait. I think I'm just going to gun for the deep part right here. There's a fish right there, guys, right at the edge. Nice. He blew up right on the edge there. He wasn't hanging on there too much, but we got him on shore, and that's all that matters. It's crazy how a change of cadence just changes their attitudes. And she's gone. Damn, Daniel, back at it again. Out here for one more final time to try to bring some type of a resolution to this already long video. Well over a week and a half to put everything together here. We've been dealing, as said, with a heat wave for almost a week and a half, and I haven't landed a big fish off of the S-Waver as of yet. So this is going to be our last opportunity to do that, and then we're going to move on to another bait. But I want to make sure we can try to succeed with this on this episode. So hopefully this is a chance to do that. It looks like we gained some water back. It hasn't rained recently, so I don't know where this water is coming from, but we lost about a foot worth of shoreline, so we can still deal with it. But I'm hoping we can get a bite here. I did do a couple modifications to the Hitch. I put a red hook on the back end of it. Hopefully that red color might attract the bass in. And as well, I put an O-ring in here to increase the range of motion on the S-Waver. So let's get that out there, and let's see if we can get something to bang up on us, man. I really want this bait to succeed. That's why I'm trying so hard on this particular episode. So I'm glad you're sticking around with me on this one here. Water is definitely cloudy though. It's a little bit more dark than the last time I was here. As we're walking over here, I don't know if you can notice in the distance or not, we don't have any rain yet, but there's a rainbow right here, hanging off that cloud right there. Maybe there's some mist falling off of that. That's pretty cool looking. All right, we're off into the thicket here. I'm almost to where I need to be. And we're not gonna spend too much time over in this section because those clouds are thickening up pretty quickly over here across the way, as I showed you. But I want to get over to Ryan's backyard before everything starts popping off there. Oop, there's a fish right there, guys. Fish on. We got one on. We got one on, guys. All right. Oh, yes. Took us a long while, but we finally got another one on. He was just barely tagging on the end of it. But the red hook got him. Boom. Right on the outside of the mouth, right there. About a pound. Maybe a pound and a half. I'll give it to him. Oh, hey, spunky, he's spunky, he's spunky. Off she goes. That's the cloud I'm looking at and being wary of. This definitely will be our last retrieve right here, because I don't trust this cloud right there, right above us. Oop, there's lightning, guys. We are definitely going to be out of here in a couple seconds. I think we made the right call when we got off that pond. You saw the lightning, you heard the thunder. I got in the car, and not even a minute up the road, things rapidly deteriorated. We had pitch black skies, we have multiple lightning strikes out there, thunders claps, and we had pouring rain all the way up in here until I got to my house right there, and it kind of waned off a little bit. But I already knew that front was coming through because I saw the weather. I thought it was going to be later on this evening, but 7 o'clock, I guess you can consider that late evening. That's when it happened. But you can see how it could go from sunny to nasty in an instant. But to get to the episode itself, I was kind of disappointed. I thought I was going to get a big one using that bait. The caveat is we did catch fish on each and every one of those bodies of water. We almost had a big one on the first time we came out there when we started off this episode, which is that third strike we had. And I think it may have been about maybe a 3 or 4 pounder, I think. But I think that bait is going to shine right when the fall comes around and that temperature drops. I'm going to put it right back out there on the pond of giants. I know, I got a feeling that those fish are going to destroy that bait, along with the lipless crankbaits that we put out there, because they can't resist it, guys. I've already caught a couple fish on the smallest swim baits, so I have no doubt that the bigger one is going to put it on there. What I liked about it was how cool these fish come up and swoop up from behind it and engulf it, because 2 of those fish, hopefully you guys would have saw that in the video, came out from nowhere right on the edge of the shoreline and just beat that bait up. But if you guys like that episode, please give me a big old thumbs up right there. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about the episode. If you had some great times and catching some great fish, I'd love to hear about your stories right there in the comments section. Hopefully, if you haven't already used it, get out there and get it, guys. I think it's a great looking bait. It's got great action. You can put multiple cadences on there, and no doubt these fish will go ahead and react to that particular style bait. So I'm going to get inside. I'm going to get it sheltered. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Hopefully you're catching your giants. As always, guys, fish on.